Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Thursday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Zimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your online business. Welcome. Good to see you. So I have an interesting one for you tonight that I haven't done for a long time, which is a kind of a surprise, right? Since I've been in sales for a mighty long time, I don't talk a whole lot about sales, which is kind of odd, maybe. So tonight I ran into this clip by Brian Tracy that talks about three qualities of being a great salesperson. And Jenny, I didn't text you because I thought you were asleep. Good to see you here. So, three qualities of the most professional, successful salespeople. But like I said, I've been in sales for a long time, and I haven't talked about sales a whole lot. That's kind of funny. But so, three qualities, and I cannot agree with them anymore, right? Because these are solid qualities. First one is great salespeople. And before I get into this, some people have this misconception about salespeople that, it's sleazy, it's cheesy, it's this and that. Don't forget that sales is the highest paid profession on the planet. Okay. No matter, you can argue that all day long, but sales is the highest paid profession on the planet. Are there sleazy salespeople? Yeah. Are there professionals? Yeah. Are there sleazy doctors? Yeah. Are there professional doctors? Yeah. So it's like it's everywhere. If you have this image of a sleazy salesperson in your head, is I hate to tell you, it's more than just about that salesperson. So you may want to look deeper in yourself for that. But sales is the highest paid profession now, um, and it can be very, very, not only lucrative, but a very stand-up job, a very stand-up profession, right? So, I mean, I could talk about sales all day long. Would that be a sales pitch if I talked about sales all day long? Hmm. Who knows? Who knows? So the three qualities. One, a great salesperson, a professional salesperson is ambitious. This is probably the number one quality for a salesperson, a good salesperson. You gotta be ambitious. You gotta be up and up. You gotta be willing to do the work. You gotta be willing to put in the hours, the time, the learning, the implementation, all that. It has to be there. A great salesperson is ambitious, gets up early, goes to the office or whatever, does their things, doesn't complain, doesn't blame, actually just strives to do more. See, an ambition salesperson, when they look at somebody else in their field who are doing great and they're on top of their game, they don't look at that and they say, "Oh, lucky guy," or "lucky girl." Man, they probably did this, that. So they don't envy that person. They're not jealous of that individual. What they do, they look up to top producers so they can reach those levels. This is so important because I'm telling you, it's competitive up there. Don't get me wrong. The top salespeople are competing, right? But they're not jealous of each other. They're like, oh, you know what? I could push myself to do more, right? They're ambitious. Number two, This is probably, I mean, it's number two. It's one of the most important things. They overcome their fears. This is so big. Sales is scary. Um, why is it scary? Because people do not like to be turned down. People don't like to be rejected, especially if they're selling something, if they're promoting an item or a brand, right? They don't want to be rejected. They don't want to be turned down. They don't want to be laughed at. So you got to get rid of that fear. There have been so many times I've called and got yelled at, cussed at, all kinds of stuff on the phone, right? I obviously stutter, so on the phone, you've guys, you have heard me tell the stories where I'm having a really tough time, right? Talk about fear, right? But you got to get rid of that fear. You got to pass that fear. You got to overcome that fear. Put it aside. Make the calls. Make the prospecting calls. Send the chats. Send the texts. Whatever it is that you do, you've got to do it. You've got to overcome that fear. And number three, the third quality in being a great or a professional salesperson is that you completely give into success, which means you're committed. You commit to the journey, you commit to the entire thing. You say, you know what? I know what it's going to take. I commit to the work, I commit to the hours, the sacrifice, the time. People who are great salespeople, professional salespeople, they commit to that. Hey, 20%, the top 20% in sales make 80% of the money. Think about that. The top 20% make 80%, right? So that top 20, they commit to success. They roll up their sleeves. They're willing to always improve to get to that top 20. They're ambitious. They're not complainers or blamers or this person that person that. They're just got their focus and attention on their thing and they're doing it. And it's such an important factor because, like I said, people mistake sales with so many things, right? I hear it all the time. I'm not good in sales. Now, I could answer that a gazillion different ways, right? But, and I won't. This is not the one for that. But whatever you say, you're right. All right. If you suck at sales, you suck at sales. Great. So what now? I mean, one can say I suck at cooking, right? Okay. What now? So how do you eat? You eat out every day? Okay. Then do that. You know what I mean? So you can sit there and tell yourself you're not good in sales until you yourself are black and blue and believe it and just what have you. Other people who have sucked in sales got into sales and learned and have done amazing things. See, you can't go with these things any longer. Like I've said it so many times before, there is so much at your fingertips. So the days that I didn't know, to me, they don't exist anymore. What do you mean you didn't know? Just go to YouTube, go to Google. I mean, okay. If it were 30 years ago, I'd be like, oh man, you gotta get the yellow pages and you gotta, you know, Yeah, but it's a different ball game today. So it doesn't take much to be a great salesperson, a professional, just in general, right? You got to get your MVPs, your morals, your values, your principles in line. You got to be ambitious, right? You got to go after it, learn from the best, implement those into the game, right? You got to overcome that fear, that rejection. I'm telling you, once you get a few rejections, you'll be all right. It is what it is, right? Don't get me wrong, rejection that doesn't feel good at any moment. Like after even thousands of rejections, it just doesn't feel good. But it's part of the game. It's just like, okay, right? You just brush it off and go on. Remember, you shake the dust, you step on it. Remember that life? So, excuse me. So, pay attention. I'm telling you, pay attention to the people that are doing it, the movers and the shakers, and learn from them, and then implement that stuff into the game. And hey, I've been a salesman for a long time. I've never been ashamed of it. I never will be ashamed of it. I can hold on an intelligent conversation with anybody at any day of the week. Why? Because I've chosen to become a professional, not a cheap, sleazy salesperson. And I ask you to do the same thing because we sell things all day, every day. Just because we don't get paid for it doesn't mean we're not selling things. We're selling ourselves, we're selling our ideas, we're selling where we want to go for lunch, we're selling our kids, hey, don't do that. We're selling all kinds of stuff all day long. So don't fool yourself. You're not good in sales. You're doing it all day long. You ain't just getting paid for it. You're just not good at getting paid for sales. You're doing sales all day long. So, and it doesn't take much to be a professional. It doesn't take much to be great. It's just the basics over and over and over again. You get your MVPs, your morals, values, your principles down just straight, you know, it's going to be kind of hard to shake that. So, with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. Your takeaways, your comments excite me. Really, when I read them, even when it's completely like off the charts for me anyway, like off the grid, and it's like I don't agree with, I love those because it gets me thinking. So don't be shy about those. Drop them in the comments below. Let this feed grow. And with that, if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love. Tag a couple people. And I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your online business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.